Infinite love, eternal truth, peace, wave to all. I come to you in the name of the Creator through the elements of fire, earth, air, water, and ether. My name is Prophet, and you tuned into the channel Eternal Prophet. And like I said before, man, moving right along, we're gonna move into the second commandment, or second life commandment. A very important commandment to me. I'm gonna break down. I took down a few pointers and I jotted down a few things, and we're just gonna elaborate why water, the second life commandment, is important. Okay, all right. So like I told y'all before on a real speech video, that I told y'all I always analyze my logic, common sense. I always analyze nature. I always analyze my spiritual intuition, and I always analyze secular knowledge. But I'm also tapped into the universal internet. Okay, so with that being said, um, water. Water is the second commandment. Water, 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 water. Water is the second commandment. Before I get off into the commandment, a story came to my head just while I'm doing this. That's how the Creator worked. Man, I was involved with a certain person, and a certain person needed to cleanse themselves or get rid of some toxins from their body, and they came to me for advice, and I told them, I got some good advice for you, but it's gonna take some sacrifice on your part. And I told him, he was like, well, what is it? You know what I'm saying? I gave him the ingredients and things, but I said, man, the key ingredient, the main thing that you're gonna have to do is drink water. And when I said that, man, his hopes just went all the way down, man. His hopes just went complete out the window. Like, water? You serious? I gotta drink water? Like, man, I hate water. And it dawned on me when he said that. It dawned on me when he said that, how far we've been plugged into this matrix, to where when a person can say they hate one of the very elements that bore them, the very element that kept them sustained, the very element that keeps them alive to this day, even though they don't even realize it, even though they don't drink water, still keeps them clean, still keeps them alive to this day, because our bodies are composed of water. Okay, so now you have a person hating the very element that bore him, the very element he is supposed to be reverencing. He is hating. Okay, this is how far indoctrinated into the matrix we are. This is why they pump you full of sodas and pump you full of every beverage but water. They want you to drink everything but water. Why? Because water is life, and they don't want you living. They're trying to have the population called down to a 500 million or a billion. Okay, and how can you call down a population? Well, one of the ways they do it through their natural resources. An example, the water supply. Okay, so water is very important, man. The reason why they don't want us drinking water, and I'm going to break down the reasons why they don't want us to drink the water, okay? So like I said before, I wrote down a few topics. I wrote down a few pointers out of my head that stuck to my brain when I was thinking about the topic of water, and why is water so important? So we're going to get right off into it. And one of the things our brothers and sisters, our ancestors in Kemet, aka Ethiopia, aka Europeanized, whitewashed Africa, all right, because Africa is named after a European, and the previous original name before it was Africa was Ethiopia. Okay, so that's why I always like to greet it as Ethiopian. Greet the Africans as Ethiopians. All right, my niggas. All right, but our ancestors, they gave high reverence to water as it represented the Great Mother Universe. Okay, and the Great Mother Universe characteristic, and water carries many Great Mother characteristics, qualities. First and foremost, water is a feminine attribute. Water is a feminine principle if you're dealing with the elements. Okay, water is a feminine principle, and the characteristics of water, if you look at the characteristics of water, you look at the characteristics of the feminine energy, it is one and the same, right? And water symbolizes love. If you look at love, you look at the characteristics of water, you will see that they're one and the same. Okay, and this is why females, and not getting off the subject, but I always tell you guys, infinite love and eternal truth. And I say infinite love is the heart of Creator, and eternal truth is the mind of Creator. Well, we know that infinite love, the heart, right, is the heart has to be open like water. The heart has to flow and like water. The heart has to nurture, sustain like water. Okay, so we know this is why women have this characteristic and trait within them, because women are the exemplar, are the physical manifestation of the infinite love frequency from the Creator, and men are the manifestation of the eternal truth frequency of the Creator. This is why men are more cerebral. This is why men always approach things with logic, which they could get caught up into logic and intellectuality and miss spirituality and feeling. And women could get caught up in so much of the feeling and caught up so much into their what they're feeling that they'll lose logic, common sense, and certain intellects, right? Blinded by emotions and these things. So the whole purpose as a man, or male or female, we got to come and bring these things into balance, okay? Not too far to the left, not too far to the right. Right there in the middle, that balance, all right? So, but water. So let me read some of these things, all right? So water, like I said before, is the female principle, is the form of the great mother universe, right? And when you look at water, look at the characteristics of water. What does it do? It makes bubbles. It makes froth. It boils. Okay. We out here in nature. You know, the insects are communicating with me. All right, and it makes bubbles. It does things like the characteristics of Mother Earth, right? And what is a bubble? Bubble is what represented by what? Circle. Circle is represented by what? This right here at the top of the ankh. That's the circle. Okay. So now the woman is in our in African. Oh, I'm forgetting it right now. Oh, in African theology and African spiritualism and African teachings and blessings and everything, right? And everything like that, the woman was always held on top. We lived in a matriarchal society, not a patriarchal society, okay? The mitochondrial DNA is also contained within the woman. This is how you trace genealogy, not like through the man, like we were conditioned and whitewashed to believe, okay? So now, with that being said, water makes bubbles, it makes foam, it makes froth, it makes boiling. Now, when I said that because it represents the circle, right, which is the cipher, right, half of the ankh, okay? And what does a bubble does? People always say you're in a bubble, or break you out of that. I'm gonna bust your bubble, because a bubble symbolizes what? Protection. Right? A bubble symbolizes protection. And let's look at the characteristics of water and femininity. They are most definite nurturers and protectors of the infant. And matter of fact, when the infant is in the womb, which is a circle, you see that belly of that womb, which is a circle, right? The infant is in what? A water sac, which is another bubble. Okay? Further showing you through nature that women came first, and women are the direct carbon copies of Creator Mother Universe, with their men counterparts coming through them. All right, the womb of man. All right, so we already know the man had to be somewhere in order to come out and be birthed. Man did not birth himself. Okay, and like I said before, the insects just keep communicating with me, so y'all bear with me. All right. Another characteristic of water is smooth on the surface, right? But this very smooth surface water, or this very soft thing we call water, at certain pressures, it is hard. It could cut through and it could cut through anything. Diamonds, it could cut through metals, it could cut through concrete at given the right pressure. So water, given the right state, could cut, is the softest thing, right? But at the same time, could cut through things, just like a female, right? At times she could be the most soft and most nurturing person, right? And at times she could just be the most hard and strong individual, right? This is why I give a shout out to all my single mothers out here who raising the young gods and goddesses on their own, and have been abandoned through whatever means created by the system. Okay, so moving right along. So now it also, all right, and it could also cut through the hardest object, even though it's soft. But at the same time, it molds. It can slowly mold. It flows. And if you look at the characteristic of it flowing, it could take big old mountains, rocks, big old land masses, and slowly erode them and make them and turn them into it. Okay, this is the mother characteristic that a female characteristic they take in, but they also give out. This is the cipher: never ending, life eternal, never ending, never ending. And if you notice, just to not get sidetracked, but you know that the circle is at the top, okay, and then comes the man, the right at the bottom, and the man is holding up the female. This is just the nature's order. This is not mean the male is better than the female or the female is better than the male. Both principles put together create eternal life with the Ankh, right? So they don't make one better than the other. It's just there's orders. Just like they got certain pieces to the puzzle. What part of the puzzle piece are you, and where do you fit? All right, well, men fit holding up the woman. Until the woman and the feminine energy gets hoisted back to her goddess status, then we will forever be in this turmoil, because it is a man's world. Look at the weapons. When you see a gun shoots out like a penis, like sperm, right? A spear. Matter of fact, if you think of anything, everything that ever killed on the face of the planet was created by a god doggone man. Think about that. Okay. Yes, if women were truly ruling the world like they were supposed to, then a lot of this chaos we're going through would not be going on. Okay, because one thing for certain and two things for sure: a woman know how to get it done. We know them females know how to get it done. Shouts out to all the kings and queens out there, especially the queens and goddesses. Okay. So if you're a water symbol, that's another thing. If you're a water symbol and you are like a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio, right? Then your characteristics would have to be that of water. And what is the characteristics of water? It flows. It flows, and you have to be a floor and in mold. So you have to be a floor and a molder, right? You have to be a floor and a molder. It can be hard and soft at the same time. You have to be those things. You can't be too hard. You can't be too soft. You have to master your element, master your principle. Okay. Like I said before, water represents love. Love is represented by the circle because the circle represents woman, and we know the woman is the physical representation of infinite love. How do I know? Because I had a mother, right? And my mother showed me the most unconditional, infinite love that anyone can show a human being. So I know who God is, okay, through my mother. And my mother, black woman, is God, was God, and they will continue to remain to be God. In my personal opinion, this is my personal opinion, getting sidetracked. If you remove men from the earth, I think women will find a way to survive in some kind of way. They're gonna procreate. But I think if you take away all the women, man, men ain't gonna find their way back. I don't think men be able to find their way back, because you could cut off a leg, and the body and the head and the arms will still be present. But if you cut off the head, the body falls. And we know the woman is the head. Look at the Ankh. The Ankh represents the human being, eternal life forever. And who's at the head? The woman is at the head. So we need to get back to nature. When you look at nature, nature shows through all of the things that woman, female, feminine energy is to be revered, and nature shows this. All right. So moving right along with the water. Okay. Water is also the symbol of the doorway, right? A doorway in what? Matter of fact, coming to think about it, if you looked at that movie Constantine, all right, what did Constantine need to do in order to get in contact with the spiritual realm? He had to go in the tub, and he had to do what? Use electricity and what? Water. We know water is the great conductor of the ultimate electricity. This is why when it rains, you see lightning, because of the complementary factor that lightning travels its fastest through water. Okay, water is the conduit. This is another reason why you need to drink water, because water is the conduit that's going to keep you hydrated. So when you get into your meditative process and start tapping into the universal internet, right, you'll be able to have a flowing conduit within you to constantly receive messages and send messages out into the atmosphere and open. And when your chakra, man, it's wonderful when your chakras open up and when you get in tune. Okay, and water is a main part of that. Water, man, water is very, very, very important. Also, if you ever celebrated Valentine's Day, or if you ever send somebody the heart symbol is the symbol of water. Why? Because the circle is the open circle. The heart is the open circle, the doorway. And this is what females are. Look at the females' traits. Female trait, things go in her, right? But she is also dualistic in that things come out of her. Men only have one thing. Things come out of us. Nothing goes in us. Things come out of us. Okay? So we know one thing for certain and two things for sure. The woman is dualistic in that life can go in her, be placed in her, and life comes out of her. Okay, so through the water. Through water, yes, through the water sac. My water broke, that's when the life is coming, okay? So that's, you know, we know one thing. There's life in the blood, there's life in the water, there's life in the spirit, okay? Myriad forms of life, okay? Okay, now, when I'm breaking down the water thing, I want to, like I told y'all before, for those that don't know, Dr. Sabi is my go-to doctor for advice on anything to deal with health in the human body. And also, Dick Gregory and other people have corroborated that spring water is the best water. Why is spring water the best water? Why is spring water the best water? Why is not filtered, purified water? Why is it not water from any other source but spring water? I'm going to break that down to you, because spring water is alkaline. Now, people might be saying, well, hey, I got an alkaline machine, alkalizer machine in my kitchen right now. I can make me some alkaline water. Well, you'll be cheating yourself. Why? Because spring water had spring water that is alkaline. It lacks what the machine gives it. And what is that thing that it lacks, that the machine doesn't give it? Okay, the thing that powers everything that's going on the face of the planet. And it lacks the sun. The photons and the rays from the sun charges it to a certain wave, right? And that water becomes alkaline. Very beneficial for you to consume as an alkaline being, an electromagnetic being. You're right. Electro meaning we send off, magnetic meaning we attract what we send off. So it only be right that alkalinity would be conducive to an electrical environment. This is why your batteries are alkaline batteries. Okay, it's starting to make sense. You are an electromagnetic being. Science already proves that you, human beings, can put out an electrical input of 9 to 12 volts. Okay, so this is why when you be walking on a carpet and you touch that metal, when you open the door, you get a shock. Okay, this is why static electricity, you know, your hair can stand on end. This is why all these things are possible, because you are a literal biomechanical electromagnetic being walking battery. And if you want to get technical, your body is the battery, and your body is the baby doll, is the avatar, and your chakras are the battery that powers the avatar. So a lot of people are walking around dead batteries, you know what I'm saying? So we got to get back to that, Jeremy, for real though. So alkaline, and then I'm about to quote this off Google. I went to the Google, had to go to the Google, that secular knowledge, to get just to show y'all, just in case y'all don't believe me, I'm gonna show you what Google says about alkaline water, okay? And Google says alkaline rich water helps balance the body's pH, which tends to be acidic because of our high acid food diets. Stress and exposure to environmental toxins such as smog also. All right, alkalizing your body's pH, because cancer and many other illnesses cannot live in alkaline environments. Okay, now I'm pretty sure that those of us that's watching the video knows what pH is. Okay, and if you don't know what pH is, pH stands for potential for hydrogen. Okay, and we all know the building blocks of life are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Okay, fire, earth, air, water, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Summer, winter, spring, fall. These fours, everything is in tandem with one another. Okay, so we know that. Now this is Google telling you that that cancers can survive in alkaline environments. So you start drinking alkaline water heavily, and what's the proper water drinkage? The proper water usage is what? Half your body weight in ounces. So if you're drinking half your body weight in ounces every day of alkaline water, guess what? Cancer can't live in you. If you're drinking your half your body weight every day in ounces in alkaline water, guess what? All of these things that befall us physically through health from acidic starch diets will not be happening. So diabetes goes away, heart disease goes away. As a matter of fact, a thought just came out of my brain. What if we all just changed our diets? What if we all went vegan? Do you know that Walmart will be shut down tomorrow? Do you know that Target will be shut down tomorrow? Do you know that every major retail food center, Burger King and restaurant will be completely shut down if tomorrow the world went vegan? That's just a thought. So we can change the world, you know, just do one thing, positive things, a diet. And the Bible speaks about having an African diet, Africans always, our teeth are made for vegetables. Our teeth are made for vegetables. We are not supposed to be even eating meat. But I'm going to get to that later. That's another commandment. No beef, no chicken, no pork, no meat. Right? That's another commandment. All right. And I also went on. Also went on to Google and found. Just in case y'all don't believe me, I'm gonna give y'all the white man's verdict of why is it 10 reasons why it's good to drink alkaline water. Okay, and the water period. And this is my theory. Even if you don't drink alkaline water, if you drinking faucet water every day, you're ahead of the pack because they got people who hate water. Okay, so even if you're drinking, even if your heart's in a good place and you're vibrating at a high rate of vibration, when you drink the fluoride water that they poison, or you drink the standard water that they poison, right? Guess what your body's gonna do? The melanin within your body's melanated people will cipher out the fluoride, will cipher out the negatives in you. Use that water to circulate the positive through you and put the negatives out of you through the forms of waste. Okay, so don't even worry about the fluoride. Drink you some god doggone water. But if you can and you're financially able, please go get you some alkaline water, man. Like I said before, I live this. If you wanna, if you're in New Orleans area, or if there is a Family Dollar around your area, please go get this. Okay, Family Dollar water. I'm talking about this is spring water, right? And I did my research on it, right? It comes from a place in Florida called Silver Springs. Silver Springs is a series of natural springs in Florida, and they bottle their water from Silver Springs. Natural, sun shining on natural spring water. I tested it, ionized tested it. It registers at a 8 on the pH tester. If you want to find out how to test water, all you gotta do is go on eBay or go on one of those sites and get you some iodine drops. Okay, the little iodine drops, pour 3 drops into a selected water source, and it will, and the color code on the bottle will tell you whether or not if it's alkaline or not. 7 is middle. 7, if you test green on a 7, that's middle. If you test 8 on a blue, now you're getting more alkaline. 9 is more alkaline. 10 is the ultimate alkaline. All right, but these machines are creating these ionizers, right? And these water alkalizers are creating these high pH levels of alkaline water, but these high pH levels aren't helping you because they're not photon and ionized by the sun, the life giver, where your soul comes from. This is why this is called a solar system. The souls are. All right, so this is why it's called a solar system, and our sun is the life giver of the solar system. So praises be to the elements and the universe and the creator for creating this lovely test dimension for us to experience as spirits, so that we may become higher, constantly evolved spirits. Okay, so here go mainstream media 10 reasons of why you should drink alkaline water. Okay, and 1, alkaline water is a powerful antioxidant. Okay, so if anybody is on the antioxidant game, you need to be getting on your water then, because water is an antioxidant. Okay, alkaline water effectively balances the pH levels of the body. Oh, there it goes again. All right, so we already know what that pH about, but drinking spring water and natural spring water is the best because it is ionized by the sun. Okay, this is what gives you your power. As a solar being, you are getting it from the ultimate solar energy. Okay, alkaline water promotes better hydration, better skin tone. You'll have less skin abrasions and things, all of the things that come with skin malfunctions. Those things will start to mysteriously go away. Okay, alkaline water benefits and detoxes the body. Well, we always know that the color of your urine is the barometer of how much infection or non-infection is within you through the water that you're drinking or not drinking. Okay, so we know one thing for certain and 2 things for sure. Number 5, it boosts the immune system. Well, that's common sense because you are an alkalized being, right? I mean, not an alkalized being, I'm sorry. You're an electric being, and an alkaline environment is conducive to electricity. And if you're operating at optimal electrical magnetic health, then your immune system is going to automatically be boosted. Of course, that is automatically. Okay, alkaline water will help you lose weight. For those that don't know, alkaline water will help you lose weight. Why would alkaline water help you lose weight? Because when you drink water, It's just like any other system. You're flushing the pipes. And when you're flushing the pipes, getting rid of that waste, you're getting rid of dead weight. Okay? That's just one of the reasons, but I don't want to read this big old long paragraph, okay? Alkaline water benefits and helps fight cancer. I told you, they say cancer cannot live in the alkaline environment. Why? Because cancer is produced in acid, mucus, okay? So this is how these things are produced through acid, and this is why they flood us with the breads and the junk food and all of these things that don't, and they try to get you hung up on vitamins when minerals are the real source of nutrition. Minerals, biominerals are the real source of nutrition, okay? Moving right along. Alkaline prevents the development of diabetes. Told y'all, I just ran that to y'all. I ain't much read this, I just ran it to y'all, okay? Number 9, alkaline water can help with psoriasis. I told you that's skin, that's things involving with the skin again. And number 10, they're trying to get you to buy alkaline water machine for number 10. So, like I told you before, man, Dr. Sebi was the first person that I ever heard alkaline anything coming out of any professional's mouth. So therefore, I will go to Dr. Sebi and listen to Dr. Sebi for all of his advice on health and optimal health with the African or any other race for that matter. And rest in peace, Dr. Sebi. I love you, man. But yeah, this was the second commandment, and like I said before, man, if they got many of other things, of other reasons and benefits that water helps you, I just haven't touched upon them. But that is the second life commandment, man. Get y'all water up. Drink plenty of water. My name is Prophet, man. I love y'all again, man. Like I said before, I'm going to wind it on down and stay tuned for the next commandment, that third life commandment. I ain't going to need much tell y'all. I'm just going to surprise it and pop it up on y'all, you heard me? So, man, be on the lookout, man. The page is going to get better. It's just starting off. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get more up to date. I'm just starting this off. I just got to bring y'all this truth as it comes to me, man, because this is what the universe and the universal internet be laying on my consciousness and my heart. So once again, I love y'all, man. Peace.